Today's question is from Brenda in California. How do I proceed when collection agencies have not responded to my debt validation and settlement letter? It has been over a month. You can call them if you want and just say I sent you a letter asking for debt validation and settlement, and just checking follow-up if you want. Here's the thing you'll find. The problem is there are a few, and I mean a very few, collectors and collection agencies that are competent. The vast majority of them have the person sitting in the chair calling you has a lifespan of under 90 days on the job. They don't keep their jobs. And the reason is it's such a horrible freaking job to call people all day long and be nasty. It's just very difficult for most people to do that. And so the turnover, and plus most of the collection agencies lie and they break federal law and they do all these other things that people with ethics can't abide. And they just, again, there are a few good ones, and most of them are your local small-town collection agency where they do abide by the Federal Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. And they may be somebody that's actually in the Chamber of Commerce. They may go to your local church. They might be reasonable human beings. But the rest of them are scum. And they... what you do if you run a large boiler room collection agency is you hire and train all the time because you have to replace the revolving door that is your front door. They come in and they go out. They come in, they go out. Because as soon as they can find a job making less money, they'll leave. Because it's just such a horrible job. And it's not so. That's what you're dealing with. Is the the bottom of the Darwin curve is who's on the phone, because number one, they took this job in the first place, which means they were desperate for a job, and if they stayed there a long time, now you got double because that's starting to make a statement about the person you're talking to, or they've just been there 20 minutes and you know more than they know, and that's what you usually find. So it just takes a while. It's a very frustrating process to negotiate with and deal with collection agencies. See, this is your money. You owe money for something someone did for you or gave you. This is your personal business. The person on the other end, it's just their job. And they're in a cubicle with a headset on and they hadn't been there long. And that's what you've got to remember, especially if one of them starts being nasty to you and all that stuff, because they teach them the nasty technique the first day, right? And because it works. People get all intimidated and scared and shaky and freaked out, and they'll give you their mother's house, just to get you off the phone. And, because people just don't do conflict well anymore, unless it's, they don't do well. The only place they've got any bravery is on Twitter. But in real life, people don't do conflict well because they're scared. And so that they use this intimidation tactic in the collections world because it works. And if you start getting that, here's a neat idea. Just go, hey, you've got about 5 seconds to turn that crap off, and we're going to talk like two regular people, or you're going to be talking to a dial tone. What? You have blankety blank blank, you're going to hang up on me? Yep, dink, you're gone. Just like that. I push the little end button right here on my phone, and you will end. It's over. I ended you. And that's, you just got to move on and go back and try to find one occasionally that for a second will rub two brain cells together and try to help you. But it's a frustrating process.